Let me ask you a dangerous question. Dangerous because if you answer it honestly, your life might change. Where is your focus right now? Not your intentions, not your dreams, your focus. Because wherever your focus goes, your results must follow. You don't get paid for what you want. You get paid for what you concentrate on. Weak focus always produces weak results every single time. See, most people don't have a talent problem. They have a focus problem. They are distracted, diluted, divided. They want millionaire results with minimum attention. They want exceptional outcomes while giving average energy. But life doesn't reward wishes. It rewards alignment. When your focus is scattered, your power is scattered. And a scattered mind can never build a disciplined life. Focus is not about doing more things. It's about doing fewer things better. The wealthy don't do everything. They do the right thing consistently. Weak focus keeps you busy, but strong focus makes you productive. There's a difference. Activity without intention is just movement, not progress. If you keep jumping from idea to idea, motivation to motivation, you'll stay excited, but broke, frustrated, and stuck. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Distraction is a decision. You choose what you pay attention to. You choose what you ignore. Every time you let social media steal your hours, every time you delay the hard work, you're voting for weak results. Strong focus requires sacrifice. You can't have uncommon success with common habits. When your focus becomes disciplined, your confidence increases. Why? Because confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. When you say, I will work, and you actually work, focus strengthens. When you say, I will learn, and you actually learn, results multiply. Focus is a muscle. Train it daily, or it will remain weak. Let me start with a question that most people don't ask themselves, but should every single morning, where is your focus right now? Not your goals, not your dreams, not the vision you write in your journal. I mean your actual focus. Where is your mind spending its energy? Because here's the truth. Focus is the currency of results. If you're not focused, you're broke in the most important way. Your results account is empty. You can have all the desire in the world, all the ambition, all the motivation, but without focus, it doesn't matter. Desire without focus is like fuel in a gas can with a hole in it. It's useless. You pour it in and it leaks away. Focus determines what grows in your life. It's like sunlight for plants. What you shine your attention on gets stronger, healthier, bigger. And what you ignore, what you neglect, dies. That's why most people are struggling while a few are thriving. It's not because they have superpowers or secret knowledge. It's because they understand the simple principle: attention creates results. If your focus is weak, your results will be weak. It's not complicated. Look around you. Every successful person you admire, every millionaire, every leader, every influencer, they have mastered focus. They understand that scattered energy produces scattered outcomes. Here's a fact that will sting a little. Your mind is always working for something. If you are not consciously directing it toward your highest priorities, it is working for your distractions. It's working to scroll your social media feed, to replay old regrets, to entertain fear and doubt. And it does it very efficiently. Your mind doesn't take breaks from thinking. It just thinks about whatever you feed it. And what you feed it grows. What are you feeding it? Every email you check, every headline you read, every conversation you engage in that isn't moving you forward, it's all feeding weak results. Let me be real with you. Most people think they are multitasking, but multitasking is a lie. The truth is you are splitting your focus into pieces so small, nothing substantial can grow. Weak focus is T, the silent thief of potential. You sit there thinking, I'm doing so much, while your dreams quietly wait for you to show up fully. And while you're busy being distracted, someone else, someone focused, is quietly executing, quietly building, quietly getting the results you wish were yours. That's the harsh reality of life. Focus isn't just about doing the right things, it's about putting your undivided attention on them. It's about removing the noise, shutting down the unnecessary, and deliberately channeling your energy where it matters most. Most people think focus is a natural gift, something you either have or you don't. That's a lie. Focus is trained. It's a muscle you strengthen every day by making choices about where your mind goes. It's about saying no to distractions, no to excuses, no to temporary pleasures, and yes to the work that compounds over time. And here's the hook you need to hear. Attention is more powerful than money, more powerful than time, more powerful than luck. You can make money back, you can find more time, you can stumble into opportunities, but a scattered mind, a weak focus, will waste all of it. The person who learns to control their focus will outperform the person who only has resources but lacks direction every single time. Focus is the lever that moves mountains. Focus is the difference between a dream that stays in your head and a reality that transforms your life. If you want stronger results, start by auditing your focus. Watch where your mind drifts. Notice what you give your energy to without thinking. That is your real spending, and if you are not careful, you're bankrupting your potential. When you understand that focus is the currency of results, you start to spend it wisely, invest it in actions that multiply, and watch your life transform in ways that people who waste their attention will never understand. Let me ask you something most people never think about. How much of your life are you actually losing without realizing it? I'm talking about hours, days, weeks, maybe even years stolen from you by something invisible, something quiet, something that feels harmless, but is deadly to your future. I'm talking about distraction. Distraction is the silent wealth killer. It doesn't scream, it doesn't hit you in the face, but it takes your potential, your productivity, and your results. And it leaves you wondering why you are still struggling while others are winning. Here's the harsh truth. You live in a world built for distraction. Every app, every notification, every ping, every buzz, it's designed to hijack your attention. Your attention is the most valuable resource you have, more than money, more than talent, more than luck. And yet, most people hand it over freely like it's nothing. You scroll, you swipe, you binge watch, you entertain the noise, and all the while your dreams wait. The funny thing is, you're not even conscious of it. You think you're relaxing or taking a break, but what you're really doing is feeding a habit that slowly erodes your capacity to achieve greatness. Let me tell you why this is so dangerous. Distraction isn't just time wasted, it's focus stolen. Every time you allow your mind to drift towards something trivial, you weaken the connection between intention and action. Weak focus is built on repeated distractions. That's why most people never get ahead. They are distracted while opportunity knocks. They are distracted while their skills could be developing. They're distracted while others are quietly executing, quietly learning, quietly building empires. Distraction doesn't just slow you down. It guarantees weak results. And the worst part, you don't see it coming. You only see the result, frustration, stagnation, and a sense that life is passing you by while you're busy. Think about it. Every time you check your phone without purpose, every time you give in to a moment of boredom and scroll social media, every time you listen to gossip, instead of learning, you are making a deposit in your failure account. Every hour you spend distracted is an hour you could have invested in building a skill, creating value, or growing your influence. And here's the hook. The people who succeed aren't necessarily smarter, they aren't luckier, and they aren't working longer hours. They are focused. They understand the invisible cost of distraction, and they refuse to pay it. They guard their attention like a treasure because they know that where focus goes, results follow. Here's another truth that most people ignore. Distraction multiplies. One small distraction leads to another, and before you know it, a day is gone, a week is gone, a month is gone, and your goals are no closer than they were yesterday. Distraction is like a tiny leak in a dam. It seems small at first, but eventually it floods everything. And all of this happens quietly. So you blame external circumstances, blame bad luck, blame the system. But the real culprit is right there inside you, your attention. Let me challenge you right now. Ask yourself what your distractions are costing you. Be honest. Is it time with your family, growth in your career, financial independence, health, or even peace of mind? Because distraction doesn't just steal moments, it steals opportunities, momentum, and confidence. The human mind is built to focus, to create, to innovate. But when you feed it distractions, it becomes weak, restless, and indecisive. Your results are directly proportional to your ability to resist distraction and channel energy into meaningful action. Here's the hook that will change your perspective. Distraction is optional, but it is addictive. And the people who learn to say no to it, who schedule their attention, who prioritize the vital over the trivial, will rise above the noise. They become unstoppable. Distraction is not just a bad habit, it's a silent thief stealing your success. But when you reclaim your attention, when you choose focus over fleeting pleasure, you unlock power that most people will never experience. Your results, your wealth, your influence, it all comes from learning to see distraction for what it is and refusing to let it control your life. Let me ask you something that might hit a little hard. How many hours in your day are you actually producing results versus just being busy? Because there is a huge difference between activity and achievement, and most people confuse the two. They wear busyness like a badge of honor, thinking that if they're running around all day, something meaningful must be happening. Let me tell you this straight. Being busy is not success. Busy is a trap, a convenient excuse, and a comfortable illusion that keeps people from facing the truth. Results do not come from movement. They come from focused, deliberate, intentional action. Look at your average day. How many tasks do you do just to feel productive? How often do you fill your calendar with activities that make you tired but don't move the needle? People confuse motion for momentum, checking emails, scrolling social media, hopping from one meeting to another, answering texts, reacting to notifications. These things feel important, but they rarely create anything of lasting value. Busy people are often exhausted, but broke in results. The world doesn't reward activity, it rewards output. It rewards execution. Busy is easy, productive is hard. And the difference between the two will decide the quality of your life. Here's the hook most people don't see. Your time is finite, but your energy and focus are more finite. If you spend them on the wrong things, you'll be exhausted at the end of the day, wondering why your dreams are still out of reach. Every busy person is working, but not every worker is growing. There's a subtle but powerful principle here. Activity without direction is wasted potential. You can move, you can talk, you can do all the things, but if those actions are scattered, unaligned, undisciplined, they do nothing but create the illusion of progress. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary results. They're not doing more things, they're doing fewer things better. They prioritize the high-value actions that compound over time. They understand the law of leverage, that one focused hour on the right task can produce results that 20 distracted hours never could. Yet most people avoid this principle because focus is uncomfortable. Prioritization requires sacrifice, commitment, and discipline. Busy work, on the other hand, is easy. It makes you feel like you're moving, even if the destination is nowhere. Let me challenge you with a hard truth. You are probably spending 80% of your time on 20% of what matters. That's why results are weak while exhaustion is high. You are working, yes, but are you working on the things that matter? Are you building skills that multiply, creating connections that leverage, or generating outcomes that accelerate your life? Or are you reacting, responding, and filling your calendar just to look productive? Being busy is a security blanket for mediocrity. It hides the reality that without focus, without prioritization, without strategy, all that effort is wasted. Here's another hook to really grab your attention. Productivity is a mindset, not a schedule. You can work 10 hours a day and achieve nothing. You can work 2 hours with sharp focus and change your life. The difference lies in intentionality. Productive people ask themselves one question constantly: will this action move me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, it doesn't get done. Busyness never asks this question. Busyness just fills time. Productive action creates leverage, impact, and results that people remember. Every time you confuse being busy with being productive, you are robbing yourself of results, momentum, and confidence. The most successful people are not the busiest. They are the most disciplined, strategic, and focused. They know the difference between motion and momentum, and they guard their attention with ferocity. Busy work fills your schedule. Focused work fills your life. If you want extraordinary results, start auditing your actions. Stop glorifying activity. Start measuring output. Stop filling time. Start multiplying impact. Because busy is a trap, but productivity is power. And the sooner you realize that, the faster your life will change. Let me ask you something that most people avoid thinking about. Why do some people seem unstoppable while others struggle to finish what they start? The difference is discipline. Discipline is not just a habit, it is the engine that sharpens focus. Without discipline, focus is like a blade made of soft metal. It bends, it dulls, it fails under pressure. Most people think focus is about talent or inspiration, but let me tell you the truth, focus without discipline is temporary. You can feel motivated today, but if you don't train your mind to stay committed, you will falter when life gets hard. Discipline is the secret weapon that makes focus permanent, unstoppable, and lethal to weakness. Here's the hook that will make some people uncomfortable. Discipline is built by keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say, I will do this, and you follow through, you reinforce the connection between intention and action. You are telling your mind, you can trust me. And the more your mind trusts you, the easier it becomes to focus, even when distractions come knocking. Weak focus is often the result of broken commitments. You tell yourself you will work, you will learn, you will improve, and then you give in to excuses. Every broken promise chips away at your ability to concentrate. Discipline repairs that damage. It strengthens your focus like steel being forged in fire. Let me give you another hook. Discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. Most people think discipline means denying yourself pleasure, but true discipline is the AB. Ability to control your attention, to direct your energy where it matters most, and to refuse to be enslaved by momentary temptation. The more disciplined you become, the more control you have over your mind, your habits, and your results. Discipline is freedom because it allows you to focus on the things that build your life instead of wasting your time reacting to whatever pops up on your radar. Here's the truth. Many people overlook. Focus without discipline is like a ship without a rudder. You might move, you might appear busy, you might even cover some distance, but you are at the mercy of the currents, the waves, and the wind. Discipline gives direction. Discipline allows your focus to cut through chaos, to stay sharp when life becomes noisy, to stay committed when distractions and doubt try to steal your attention. Without discipline, your focus will wander. With discipline, your focus becomes a laser that can accomplish what most people think is impossible. Let me challenge you with this thought. Every successful person you admire has a level of discipline that you may not see. They rise early, they prioritize, they say no to what doesn't matter, and they follow through even when they don't feel like it. That consistency builds a focus that compounds over time. Weak focus is often the result of inconsistency. The person who disciplines themselves every day, even in small ways, develops a mental clarity and concentration that becomes unshakable. Discipline transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers because it creates a mindset where focus is no longer optional, it is automatic. Here's the real hook you need to hear. Discipline is a muscle and focus is its strength. The more you practice self-control, the more resilient your mind becomes. The more you honor your commitments, the sharper your attention gets. Weak focus is temporary, strong focus is cultivated. And the difference between those who achieve mediocrity and those who dominate their field is not talent, luck, or opportunity. It is discipline. Discipline trains focus. Focus generates results, and results create the life you claim is yours. Every time you give in to excuses, procrastinate, or chase distractions, you weaken that muscle. Every time you show up for yourself, follow through, and persist, you strengthen it. Discipline doesn't just make you capable of focus, it makes focus inevitable. It transforms your mind from a reactive tool into a weapon of precision that will cut through mediocrity and carve out extraordinary results in your life. Let me ask you something most people don't want to hear. How badly do you really want success? Because here's the reality. Strong focus is not free. It comes at a price, and that price is called sacrifice. Most people talk about wanting wealth, freedom, and influence, but they aren't willing to give up the temporary comforts, distractions, and excuses that hold them back. You cannot have extraordinary results while clinging to ordinary habits. Focus requires you to say no over and over again to things that don't serve your ultimate vision. And most people fail because they refuse to pay the cost. Here's a hook you need to feel. Every great achievement you admire, every life you envy, has a trail of sacrifices behind it. Nobody builds an empire by staying comfortable. Nobody reaches the top by giving in to every temptation, scrolling every feed, binge watching every show, or chasing every fleeting pleasure. Sacrifice is not punishment, it's strategy. It's the deliberate choice to delay gratification today for a greater reward tomorrow. Weak focus comes from trying to have both, wanting the reward while refusing the discipline, wanting results while avoiding the hard choices. That's why most people never get ahead. They want the finish line without running the race. Let me give you another truth that will sting. Distraction is cheap, but results are expensive. Social media, mindless entertainment, gossip, unnecessary convenience. They all cost nothing in the moment, but they rob your attention, your energy, and ultimately your life. The sacrifices needed for strong focus are not glamorous, but they are non-negotiable. Every hour you reclaim from distraction, every habit you replace with intention, every no you speak to temporary pleasure, you are depositing into the account of your future success. Strong focus is cultivated through the deliberate trade-off of comfort for achievement. Here's a hard question to ask yourself. What are you willing to give up to reach your goals? Most people say, I want success, but when the cost appears, long hours, early mornings, difficult conversations, consistent learning, they hesitate, they justify, they delay. And while they do, someone else who is willing to sacrifice is moving past them, building momentum and collecting the results that could have been theirs. The world does not reward excuses, it rewards action. It rewards those who are willing to endure discomfort, inconvenience, and resistance in exchange for a life that others only dream about. Here's another hook. Every yes to distraction is a no to your potential. Every compromise of focus is a compromise of your future. Strong focus does not coexist with weakness or indecision. It demands clarity, courage, and relentless prioritization. You must be willing to cut out what doesn't matter. Streamline your actions and align every ounce of energy toward what will produce the results you desire. Weak focus is indulgent. Strong focus is disciplined. Weak focus seeks comfort. Strong focus seeks victory. And make no mistake, the sacrifices you make today will define the results you experience tomorrow. Let me give you a truth most people ignore. Sacrifice is not about suffering, it is about investment. Every hour you dedicate to learning, every disciplined habit you form, every moment you resist the easy path, it compounds. It compounds in your skill, your confidence, your clarity, and your results. Weak focus avoids the cost and therefore avoids growth. Strong focus embraces the cost and therefore accelerates progress beyond what most people imagine possible. Here's the reality that will change your perspective. Focus without sacrifice is a dream. Sacrifice without focus is wasted effort. But when you combine the two, when you willingly let go of what doesn't serve you and dedicate yourself fully to what does, you create unstoppable momentum. Sacrifice sharpens focus, and focus magnifies sacrifice, turning it into results that transform your life. Let me ask you a question that will determine everything about your life. What are you building with your focus right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you get the time, but today. Your focus is not just a fleeting thought or a passing moment. It is the blueprint of your future. Every decision you make, every action you take, every ounce of attention you give, it is compounding into the life you will live. And the harsh truth is this: most people are not paying attention. They are drifting, distracted, reacting, and wondering why their results are mediocre. Your focus today is not just important, it is everything. Here's a hook that might make you uncomfortable. The person you will be 5 years from now is determined by what you are doing right now. Every hour you spend focused on growth, skill, and action builds a foundation for wealth, influence, and freedom. Every hour you waste on distraction, doubt, or excuses erodes that foundation. Weak focus produces weak results, not just in the moment, but in the trajectory of your entire life. Your focus is the invisible architect of your destiny. And the question is, are you designing your future or are you letting it design itself? Think about it. Attention is the most valuable asset you own. Money, time, and even talent are useless if your mind is scattered. The truth is, focus is the currency of tomorrow, what you invest in your mind. Today pays dividends in years to come. Skill you build, knowledge you acquire, relationships you nurture, habits you create, they all compound. And here's the hook. Most people ignore small, consistent focus beats occasional bursts of effort every time. The person who is deliberate today will outperform the person who only works hard when they feel like it. Life rewards consistency, not emotion. Let me challenge you with a reality check. Every minute of attention you give to the wrong things is a vote against your future. Every moment of distraction is a withdrawal from your potential. And most people never realize it because it doesn't feel painful in the present. They scroll, binge, procrastinate, or chase temporary pleasure, thinking I'll get serious later. But later often never comes, and what could have been the wealth, freedom, impact, and fulfillment passes by quietly. Your future is being shaped by your choices today, whether you like it or not. Here's another hook that will hit hard. Focus is not just about doing more, it's about doing what matters. You can work 10 hours and achieve nothing, or you can work one focused hour and move mountains. The person who understands this principle treats their attention like gold. They protect it, invest it, and apply it strategically to what will produce results. Weak focus treats attention like air, free, unlimited, and unimportant. Strong focus treats attention like a treasure because they understand that what you cultivate in your mind today becomes reality tomorrow. Let me make it crystal clear. Your future is not built by hope, desire, or luck. It is built by disciplined, consistent focus applied to meaningful actions. Every skill you master, every habit you develop, every connection you build is a brick in the foundation of the life you will live. The people who achieve extraordinary success are not different from you. They simply chose to focus today on what most people postpone until tomorrow. They understood that results are not random. They are created. Here's the hook, it will change your perspective forever. Focus is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. Every moment you choose attention over distraction, action over comfort, growth over excuses, you are designing your destiny. Weak focus is surrender. Strong focus is strategy. And strategy executed consistently creates a future that most people only dream about. Every second counts. Every choice matters. Every action compounds. Your focus today is literally the life you will live tomorrow. So here's the truth you need to walk away with today. Your future is not hidden. It's revealed by your focus. If you want stronger results, upgrade your attention. Eliminate the noise. Commit to the process. Decide that from today forward, your mind will work for you, not against you. Because when focus becomes sharp, results become inevitable. Weak focus creates weak results, but strong focus builds an unstoppable life.